Folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Turn that light a little bit. I hate the way these glasses make my hair jump out. Or to get a haircut. Think about going bald, what do y'all think? I had a conversation today with a fellow company driver. I sat around the yard long enough. And right now our loads are getting a little bit skinny. Our brake drums. So after a little inquiring, I found out that it's because of a shortage of metal. Let me put this window up a little bit. Damn reefer unit over there. Maybe that'll help. I really don't want to have to start it up again. So we're going through a little stretch here where we're having a shortage of metal to make these brake drums. And he got going on about it. He didn't understand what Trump expected to accomplish with these cargo tariffs and whatnot. And I broke it down to him Papa Joe style. Am I a politician? By no means. Am I some kind of economics master? Why, hell no. I just happen to be an old man that looks at things my way, and I think I've got a half a clue. There are those that think I'm clueless, but I divorced her. And the rest of them, they love my channel, they unsubscribed. You know, what I started out telling him was that several years ago, I hauled scrap metal when I was trying to be a local guy. And we could go out to the junkyards, pick up cars. Now somebody else paid them to come in and crush these cars and load them on our trucks. And we could haul them sometimes a fair distance. Of course, when you're local like that, 100 miles is a fair distance. But we would haul them into Atlanta to the shredder. And it wasn't cheap. Now the shredder, they shredded it, sorted it out, and had to be paid to dispose of the non-metal stuff. And the metal stuff they would load onto a train, had cars just lined up. And they would load these cars up. They'd take them down to the shipyard where they would get unloaded and loaded onto a ship. That ship would take them to China and other places, but mostly China. They would melt down this scrap iron, ship it back to us, and sell it to us. And they were doing all this cheaper than we could manufacture. Now, what's wrong with that? Now, we all know China's got basically slave labor, admit it. So the only ones that was making money was the Chinese corporations. I find a problem with that. Now Trump is trying to make it a more level playing field around the world on a global platform. That's way out of my realms. I don't understand it. What I do understand is that I trust our president. I think our president is a pretty damn good businessman. Yes, I've heard about his bankruptcies. I don't want to hear it. You have to fail to learn to be successful. I have failed many times in my life at different things I've attempted. One of them was one of the deals I did in trucking. And that's when I was a well-experienced truck driver, and I still failed. That does not make me a failure. That just makes me a feller that failed at one of his goals that he was doing, or one of his jobs he was trying to do, however you want to say it. I knew, and I assume the rest of the world, our country, knew, that when President Trump took on this battle to make America great again, to put America first again, that there would be some pains that we would have to put up with. This is one of them. It's hitting my pocketbook. We've slowed down, and we're probably going to slow down a little bit more before it all gets ironed out. But you know what? According to what I know, we have, what, 3 or 4 smelters that are opening again. They're creating 1,500, 2,000 jobs up there in Indiana and Illinois and where them smelters are. They're reopening them. Back in March they said they was. And each one was going to put on about 500 people. That's a lot of people. Now that's just the factory. Look how many others that they're putting to work, including some fellow truck drivers, because the stuff still got to get hauled in and hauled out. Now we're going to feel the effects in other places. Mexico and Canada and China, they're all throwing a big fit about the soybean deal, where the president put some pretty hefty taxes on them. Already heard some of the farmers crying. But the farmers, well, it was a corporation type farmer, but their thing is they're only worried about their pocket. They're not worried about the country. And if we give the president a free hand and our trust, I think he can make it come around. What would help a lot, leaps and bounds, is if them assholes in Washington, D.C. would actually back our president instead of fighting him. The second biggest help he could get is if this fake news media BS we got would knock it off and start telling the truth and try helping the man, instead of making up drama and stories. So yeah, we're going to go through some growing pains. This country has been going through growing pains since its birth. So we made it through all them. We're going to go through it again, and we're going to make it through it. Despite what the Democrats want. Despite what the media wants. We can make it through it. Don't be discouraged. Don't get on the president's case. Don't try blaming him. All of this stuff should have been tackled years ago. He is just trying to fix what has been wrong with this country for a long time. And it doesn't matter if it was a Democrat president or a Republican president. None of them was facing the challenge and stepping up to it like Trump is. President Trump's sticking his chest out and just going to it. Did you watch the little interview with Putin? Putin called Hillary out. Well, what was it, $400 million? He said that nobody paid taxes on it in Russia, nobody paid taxes on it in the USA, but it all got donated to Hillary Clinton's foundation. He said it might have been transferred legally and they might have got out of paying taxes legally, but it was not made legally. It was not earned legally. Now that's the president of another country calling Hillary out. You know why the other politicians and the media didn't want Trump and Putin get together. You know why they was already trying to come up with false stories and trying to color that. That's because Putin and Trump's too damn much alike. Oh, but Putin was trained by KGB or whatever it is. Okay, what's your point? Well, he thinks like a KGB agent. Okay, what's your point? He thinks. Our biggest enemies right now is our elected officials and the newspaper, the media, that is lying to us. I think Trump and Putin ought to get along pretty damn good. They're both man enough to tell the truth whether the world likes it or not. They're both man enough to stand up and do what is right for their country. I think at the end of the meeting, I think it's going to be pretty damn good. That's what I think. We'll see, won't we? The Philippines has recently elected a president that's a lot like Trump and Putin. And he's making drastic changes in the Philippines. He went after ISIS. My son was over there, and less than 2 hours after he flew out, they attacked a bar, a club, whatever, right next door to the airport that he flew out of. And I can't pronounce his name. I do good to even pronounce Putin's name. But whatever his name is, he had already told them, you kill my people, I'm coming after you. Well, they attacked, and so did he. There's a lot of stuff that he's doing over there that does not go along with the one world order. And yes, I'm stuck on one world order. And I think we've got a few brave men that are standing up to it. Literally. I think the money of the world for years now has been trying to take over the whole damn world. I honestly believe that. That's what I think the one world order has been about the whole time. I think that's what President Kennedy was going to tell us when he got assassinated. I know some of y'all think I'm off my rocker now. Mountain Dew tonight. The bottom line to this video is that I myself, I trust President Trump. I honestly believe that President Trump has the best interest of our country at heart. I believe President Trump, not being a politician and being a businessman, has a damn good clue about what he's doing with these foreign powers. It's only one step up from what he's been doing all his life. All his life he's been talking to these mega presidents of all these corporations. He's taken one step up, and I think he's man enough to handle it. I think he's going to do fine. I think we all need to stand behind him. I think we need to be ready to have to put up with a little bit of growing pains. We are going to have to sacrifice a little bit, folks. Each and every one of us. Mine's already started. I just set at the yard waiting on a load. And this load that I'm on is not ideal. But it's going to pay the bills. It'll keep the lights on. We're going to have growing pains. We're going to see it in the grocery stores. I guess that'll help me with the diet. Doctors want me to lose weight anyway. So I guess that'll help me lose weight, won't it? Stand behind our president. He's a good man. Do I think me and him would be best buddies? No. I've always said that I didn't like him as a person. But as a businessman and as a president, I trust him. And I ask you all to do the same thing. And I ask you to support him. Don't be so quick as some to trash him because you don't understand what he's doing. Chances are, if you're watching these videos, then you're pretty much like me and you're not into all that high-dollar fancy nonsense that they're doing. So just like you have to put faith in the Heavenly Father, we have to put a little bit of faith in President Trump. I like to think that the Heavenly Father sent us President Trump. What I like to think. Just be ready, folks. I thought we all knew it was coming down the pike. How many times have you heard in your life, no pain, no gain? Well, we're going to start feeling the pain, and here in a little while we'll be feeling the gain. That's my views on it. Y'all remember, Heavenly Father loves you, so do I, and so does President Trump. I think the man's going to do the best he can for our country. And right now, he has my vote for 2020. He would have to personally make some serious mistakes between now and the election to lose my vote. I don't care what's behind him. We all have a past. I have mine. You have yours. He has his. We've all said off-colored stuff at one time or another. I don't want to hear none of their made-up nonsense. I don't even if it's true from back there. I don't want to hear it. What's he doing now? As the president, what's he doing for our country? Is he helping us, or is he being an Obama? That's all I got to say about that, folks. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Good night.